Stay tuned for another episode of the Coming Soon podcast with Spider.
Hello, everybody. Spider here once again. Of course, being joined by Steven Piper, my man. How are you doing today, bro?
Doing good. Getting ready for our big grand opening at the end of the week.
Yes, sir. Now, of course, Outpost 512, bro. Right off the bat, I did meet you guys at the Bastrop. That was at the Coke Classic a while back.
Yep.
And, of course, you guys came here to San Antonio. You posted up at the Return of the Living Dead event, I believe, at Retro City.
That is correct.
As far as what you guys do, man, of course, you guys have some I want to say killer posters, man. You guys have some great product that you've been selling. Let me ask you, how long have you guys been doing this?
I've been doing this almost 10 years. Wow. I started just doing private commissions as far as I would reach out to artists, say, hey, I want to get a poster made for X movie. It could be Halloween 3, Silver Bullet, just different ones. Because there's at the time, believe it or not, 10 years ago, not really anybody wanted anything of Halloween 3. There was nothing out there. Silver Bullet. Things have changed in the past 10 years to where now we're seeing more and more of that. And, I like to think I was one of the ones to help kickstart that going in as far as artwork for things like that. And over the years, I've been able to talk to studios and get licensing to actually legitimately post stuff online for sale and get, titles I've always wanted to work with. And it's been quite a journey. Now I'm just I had so many posters that were, I guess, running me out of the house. So we've had to finally open up a brick and mortar to actually, kind of show what we've been doing for so long.
No, and let me ask you, 10 years ago, like you said, things were different. It's not as open. Social media wasn't as big as it is now. Before, I'm sure, when it comes to bootleg or knockoff, people were selling them like crazy. It still happens now, but you guys are legit. Everything you guys have has gone through permission, licensing. And that's kind of where the hard work starts off, man, because of course, I can imagine it's not being cheap, right?
Oh yeah. Especially over the past, 5 years, prices have just risen greatly to where, it's just printing a poster has gone up about three times as much as it used to be. But luckily there's still a good, loyal fan base.
Yeah.
In the I guess pop culture art world, because there was a time up until the early 90s, most of the artwork we would see on posters or VHS tapes was actually real artwork and not just Photoshop images, not just a picture of an actor. And so all the people who grew up on that and missed that, those people that are like getting into the pop culture poster world, and that's what we've been kind of helping people do. There's companies like Mondo and Mutant and Bottleneck Gallery that have been around for also a long time and been doing massive amounts of posters for bigger movies. We more try to do more low key films, more cult films that don't get more love. Like we've done Frankenhooker, which does not get much love, but you go to any convention out there, you're going to see 4 or 5 people dressed up as Frankenhooker. I see it all the time. And so we try to really cater to that fan base that wants, stuff more like that. Because you can go to any horror convention and find a Freddy poster, a Jason poster, Leatherface. I love those. That's what I grew up with. But, you don't get to see much of the more hidden gems of that. And that's what we try to market to.
No, yeah, because one of the things, I think it was at the Return of the Living Dead, you guys actually have posters that a lot of the cast from the Return of the Living Dead wanted, man.
Yep. That was interesting because we were told that they'd be there, and that was our first show to ever be there, and so we brought the new license Return of the Living Dead, and it did very well. The cast was just blown over by it. They'd never seen it before. So, I gave each of the cast a copy of it, and everyone seemed pretty happy. I'm very happy that they appreciated it because I try to always get a good amount of extra posters printed for the cast and crew because they're the ones that that worked hard to get the movie to happen. So I want to make sure that we show our appreciation.
Nice, bro.
Do that.
No, and of course, I mean, when it comes to print, I mean, I mentioned earlier, there's people out there that they'll bootleg, a lot of the indie films or low budget horror films that a lot of people didn't passed up because there wasn't money behind the advertisement at the time or whatever the case was. But when it comes to your product, I mean, what makes it different other than the licensing? I mean, what kind of paper do you guys use or the process?
Everything we do is screen printed. So, it's not like, guys, I'll have people coming up to me like, hey, why is your poster so expensive? Well, we're not a Walmart or, a Spencer's Gifts. You can just walk up to your, the rack where you're like, flipping through the posters, the whole thing on the wall. Everything it's on a little tube. Everything we do is screen printed, all done by hand in layers. We hire artists from around the world to do this artwork, and and we work together to they show me what they want to do, and most of the time I say do what you want to do. Might be a little editing here and there. I'll tell them, but no, everything is pretty much hand done. It goes from the artist, comes to me. I hire a lot of times someone to separate it in layers for each color to screen print it. So it's it goes through about 4 or 5 steps to act before we can get it printed. And when we do, we don't print hundreds or thousands of copies. Most of the time, it's between 100. Our highest we've ever done is 250, and that was for our newest Rocky Horror Picture Show by Frederick Cooper. Because Rocky Horror is our biggest title we've ever done, so we might as well do more of that title between that one and Suspiria.
Now let me ask you, because 10 years ago, I'm sure posters. I mean, during the 80s and 90s, we all had them. I mean, even now, my kids growing up, they have posters. I didn't take care of mine, of course. Thumbtack, holes in the poster and whatnot. I mean, did you keep any of your earlier stuff?
I grew up in a video store. When I say I grew up, I was out. My first video store was about 4 years old, and the people that owned it kind of babysat me. So I was hanging out in there for a while, and then when I became 8 years old, there are our other video store, and they're all mom and pops. I never went to a Blockbuster or Hollywood right before they closed, because this is going to sound weird. What I grew up at was a mom and pop video store, and they had an agreement with the city that no other video store would be able to come into the city.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they had kind of a
grandfather thing.
Yeah, for better or worse, they had a monopoly on the city. And so at 8 years old, they hired me and they paid me in store credits as I would just clean the shelves. So I'd come in there, I'd dust everything, I clean the store. Well, I also got to keep all the VHS posters.
Yeah.
So my entire room is decorated from head to toe and nothing but posters. If I told my wife if she would have let me, I would just have posters instead of wallpaper or just paint on our house. Above my bed was a Stephen King Night Flyer video cassette print that I had just all kinds of just a Carnosaur. Yeah. I had all kinds of posters that I look back now, I'm like, wow, like these are more obscure than I remember them being. But yeah, I still kept a good amount, and I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the retail store Media Play.
No.
It was a chain in the mid 90s to early to mid 2000s. They were kind of like Suncoast Video, Sam Goody.
Okay. Yeah.
And they sold movies, books, toys, and music. And basically, I would get all of their, I guess, standees. So I have still fresh in the plastic Terminator 3 standee.
Oh, bro, nice, man.
And I would get all their advertising. Once everything had taken down, I'd keep most of that. And so I would just I still have a U-Haul trailer still full of all that stuff in Tennessee, in Nashville, and I'm slowly bringing that stuff over.
Wow.
And for years, my parents would be like, "Oh, that's junk." I'm like, Hey, one day,
Ooh.
it'll be something.
Man, yeah, because you're talking about promotional items, man. I mean,
Yes.
I'm a sucker for that stuff, bro. And I know you mentioned Blockbuster, Hollywood Video. I mean, for us here, growing up, I mean, when they came to like small mom and pop shop, I mean, the closest we had was like Pop and Go, man. And there were still like 3 stores here in town, but they did rent out a lot of movies that nobody else had, which were low
Yep.
budget. They just had like under, movies that got swept under that were good, But that's
Oh, yeah.
where I got introduced to a lot of combat sports, UFC way back in before it got
Oh, yeah.
big. And but yeah, man. But dude, I'm a sucker. Like all my posters on my wall, all the posters I have are all from video stores, man. That's my forte, man. I gotta have them. They gotta have that coming soon. Where I got my name from
Yep.
coming soon to VHS or DVD, man. I just gotta have it, bro.
One of my video store items that I always want to get at some point, because I tell everybody, videos they would send video stores all the swag. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things video stores would get. Well, I was a big fan of the film Flatliners, the original.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Well, they actually made a Flatliners almost varsity jacket
Oh,
where
man.
the back of it have Flatliners had the EKG. Well, they had a battery inside of the pocket where you attach the D battery to it, and the back of the jacket would light up.
Oh, damn, so they went all out for that one.
A flatline. And like I remember as a kid, I'd be in the back like that. It was like the most glorious thing I'd ever seen. And I
Bro.
still have a good amount of screeners because
Yeah.
I collect screeners and I absolutely love trailer tapes.
Oh, yes, bro.
Yes,
Yes.
because actually in our gallery we'll be playing just old trailer tapes of just old movies because I could literally just go to sleep every night just watching just a string of trailers.
Yeah, I'm the
Because,
same way, man. Yeah, let me show you this because this is actually I collect a few things. I've gotten rid of quite a bit, but video store hangings or signs, stuff like that. But this is my baby, man. This is actually one of my favorite films.
Arachnophobia, that is awesome.
It's the actual promotional spider, bro, that they had at the video store.
Oh wow.
But it was actually made by Remco. I'm a big vintage figure collector, man. So when I heard that Remco had made it, I was like, bro, I gotta find this damn thing. And it took me a couple of months to find one. This is like way back when.
Yeah.
But when I finally did, I did a trade. I had other stuff that people collected. I mean, when it comes to action figures, I was like, bro, I got this and this carded. Like they were like done. So we did a quick swap. But yeah, bro, this is my baby, man. I actually have them in a display case, so I just keep them out there, But it's I see it's nothing compared to what you have, but I can definitely respect what you kept, dude, because those are items that man stores wouldn't keep. They throw them away.
Yeah, like how many times our store just like, hey, take these for free or like a quarter a piece.
Yeah.
And because they were trying to get rid of them, and I was just like, I'll just take this, and I just have stacks still rolled up of like, just the most random movies you would never think, this set to people the most random movie I saw in theater was Bloodsport 2. Yes, I remember as a kid going to theater like, where in the hell is Jean-Claude Van Damme? He wasn't even in it.
Yeah, I
and
know.
So, yes. And and I also had the VHS poster for that, and I'm just going, I tell people like that was a theater movie, and people don't believe me. Like, yep, that actually came out in the theater.
No, yeah. There's a film, and I looked it up the other day, and I don't have it on VHS, man. And I got a bunch of VHS, bro. But it was called Jim Kata.
Yes, I love Jim Cotter.
Bro, you heard of it? You seen it?
Oh yes,
Dude,
yes.
okay.
I mean, it had. I can't figure out to this day if there's zombies in the movie or what the villagers are.
I
But
know, man.
I've always wanted to make a Jim Cotter print.
Dude, yes.
Was his name Kurt Summers?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see, and then that film, like I remember seeing it as a kid, and I mean, I saw it on TV. I didn't see it at the theater, but for the longest time, I wanted to be a gymnast. I wanted to be a martial artist, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be doing gymnast flips, kicking people, and But years later, the closest I got to was actually training in a capoeira, man. So I'll take it. It was a few months, but
Very
yeah,
cool.
but that movie was like, wow, dude. It was just like one of those things that a lot of people don't know. That's why I'm glad you know what it is.
Oh,
Man.
love Jim Cotter.
Dude, that's dope. Now, bro, I mean, not to change the subject, 'cause we'll definitely be talking about more martial arts, but I wanted to showcase this. Tell us about what's going on right here, man?
Well, what happened was starting out last year. I was actually going. Me and my wife were looking to purchase a movie theater in the town next to us in Taylor. Taylor is about 40 minutes north of Austin, Texas. Well, they had a 100-year-old theater there that I wanted to do a movie theater art gallery.
Dude.
But, me and my wife kept looking at it, and we knew it was going to be a real challenge to get it going. And in the story, after many back and forth, it just didn't work out. Well, while we're going through all that, there was a bookstore next to it. We become friends with the owners, and they knew that we were, we dealt in art, in movies. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mondo.
Yeah.
But Mondo, before they got sold to Funko, had a art gallery in the middle of Austin. Well, I was the crazy person that would camp out there for 2 hours. I'm sorry, for 2 weeks, not 2 hours, 2 weeks.
Damn.
2 hours would be chump change. So I camped out there for 2 weeks, either being in August, which I was dying, or in February, whichever one. And I would just camp out there because it's mainly original shows. When I see originals, like original artwork, like a one of one. Right. So not posters. Well, I did that for many years. I enjoyed it. I made lots of friends, and we would do an art tailgate. I would create the art tailgate where I would show up with usually the knockoff Lunchables, Schlitz beer, sometimes Pearl, and I would set up movies and have a radio. And we would just watch movies, play video games on the sidewalk. And over time, it became a huge party thing, and it was a big thing for the art community. It became a big thing. Well, eventually, Mondo got sold to Funko, and that building, that they ended up vacating the building. So we had no more of that. That was a big part of our community that had vanished. Wow. Well, now let's fast forward. I didn't get the theater, and I was like, crap. I was really hoping to do something, but it is what it is. Well, lo and behold, around the end of last year, the bookstore we became friends with sent me a message like, "Hey, we found out we need to move because because we've kind of outgrown we've outgrown the space, and we're moving a block and a half down the street. Now, the reason we're messaging you, would you like to take over our old space?" And immediately we're like, yes, it's the perfect space for a little art gallery. Perfect. And and also the theater got bought next door, and they're trying to turn it into a theater. I'm like, oh wow,
dude.
So in that theater, when they finish renovating the theater, we're gonna have a pop culture art gallery beside a legitimate movie theater.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. And so I immediately said yes. And I talked to all these artists I've worked with for years.
Yeah.
Some new, but most of them I've known forever. And I said, hey, the art, the art shows of Austin have kind of vanished as far as what we've all been used to. I would like to bring it back. Would you like to do some original artwork with me? And, I didn't want to do anything too niche starting off, although that's everything I do is niche. I'm very obvious titles. And I said, hey, let's do a show based on movies of what we used to rent. It can be that. It can be based on the video store you grew up going to. I just want titles on that. It can be characters. It can be the movie themselves. It can be just the video store aspect of it. But can you send one thing in? And I'd say 95% of all the artists said yes.
Nice.
So now we're having a grand opening on Friday, and we're having over 40 artists, over almost 70 pieces of artwork, all one of ones, all originals, is going to be displayed in there. It is a big undertaking, but it's something I've worked conventions for quite a few years now. I know the artists, I've dealt with them, and so while it's our first time doing it, I've been around it for many years. So, yes, it's still a learning experience, but I've helped out with these things for so long. It's, I've kind of trained my head to know how things
Oh
work.
yeah, man.
But our goal is, have the art community coming back in Austin. Yes, we're a little bit farther from Austin, but we're not crazy far. Anyone who lives in Texas knows everything is 30 minutes away.
Oh yeah.
I don't care where you go. There is no easy place to walk.
No, yeah.
So,
I always tell people it takes me an hour to get to San Antonio from San Antonio, man. So yeah, traffic, brother.
exactly. And so we are just very excited to, bring the art community, the pop art community back to the Austin area.
Nice, bro.
And the good thing is a lot of people have been moving out of Austin because it's gotten so expensive.
Yeah.
And so the town of Taylor have a lot of people that are coming out that are like young, like my age or younger.
Right.
And they're just kind of revitalizing the old Austin feel to everything.
Nice.
So like we're really trying to, give the old Austin flavor back again because it's just kind of gone away. Anybody who's been used to going to Austin.
No.
And we definitely want to bring the old obscure films back to the prominence, especially in this area. And I've had a good amount of friends say they're flying out here for it. We've been really pumping out, getting the word out. I mean, I'm not the best at social media. I'm trying to get better. Anybody who's met me in person at conventions will know I'm a very animated person. All day long. Just when it comes to social media, I'm trying to learn better how to do it, how to get the word out.
Yeah.
But no, we're very excited to bring this. We just put the new merch on our website, and if you've been following us on Outpost 512 Facebook or Instagram, you'll get a good viewing of teases we have been showing, of reveals we've had for the show. I've had many people email me, message me asking, "Hey, either I'm an artist. How can I be part of future shows?" Well, if you would like to be part of something like this, you can email me or message me on Facebook or Instagram, and we can definitely, figure out what we can help you out with as far as it can be a future show. What kind of show would be best for you, or if you just want to know how to get there.
Yeah. No, and let me ask you, I'm going to put this up real quick. Now, when it comes to the date, I mean, it is going to be north of Austin, right? Like you said.
Yep.
Now,
Correct.
The titles, I mean, all these, the names up here, are these all the artists that are coming up?
Yes. Yes. When I say all the artists, it's all the artists' work. Might be a couple of artists actually themselves showing up, but these are all the artists donating their work.
Okay.
Yeah, right. When I say donating, they're still making money off of this.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
they are submitting their artwork. Yeah, so we're gonna have, and some artists are submitting up to 6 pieces, and so yes, we have all from drawings, original paintings. We have artists that like Matthew Pleva, who takes either VHS tapes or beta tapes. He basically guts them and he creates movie scenes out of the insides of them.
Bro, I've seen that. That's
Yep.
crazy, bro. Like I was like, man, and that's one of the things I've always told people. I mean, the stuff that goes up in my head kind of wild, and I'm always like, oh, dude, I want to make this, I want to create this. I'm not crafty at all, so I can't make nothing. So I always gotta hire somebody. Like, hey, you know what? This is what I have in mind. And when they make them, I'm like, dude, like it's great stuff, man. Because that artwork is freaking genius, dude. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, and this is something I've been very passionate about. Yeah. And our goal is to do 3 to 4 shows a year.
Nice.
And along with, we're going to keep doing conventions, and eventually have more screenings, more better screenings of movies. Because the theater is supposed to open up. It's the Howard Theater, which is beside us. They're supposed to open up next year to start showing films, and our goal is to partner with them and having exclusive screenings with posters.
And of course, like you said, I mean, the theater itself. I mean, have you guys talked to the new owners?
Yes, yes, we have.
Okay, man, that's actually. I mean, it's kind of funny how things work, because obviously you guys would rather have the theater, but I mean, the fact that you're able to get the building next to it and still be in there. You know, that's pretty
Yeah,
freaking that's pretty cool, man.
it's great because in the end, it makes money for both of us.
Yeah.
And and especially a theater opening for the first time needs as many people as possible.
No,
And
yeah,
so, in of course, there's nothing like a small town theater feel. There's nothing like it. Mom and pop video stores, mom and pop
yeah,
theaters. Because it feels more homey, unique.
yeah. Oh yeah, always. You see, and there's a few theaters. I mean, I go to some of the, I'm in the city, so of course I go to some of the big ones, but some of the smaller ones, like when it comes to Castroville, there's one in Hondo, the Rainbow Lounge, I mean, the Rainbow Theater. They'll go to a few other ones out there, of course. But I mean, yeah, dude, you get there and it's just like time traveling, bro. Like you're like,
Oh
damn,
yeah,
okay, you know what? This it gives you that whole, homey feeling. You're at a theater, but it's just like, dude, the years and years of people that sat through there and watched, enjoy films throughout the years. It gives it a little plus. So of course, yeah, I'm a sucker for those, man.
nah, and I tell people theater's so old. It's old as FDR. I mean, it is a very very old theater. But I've walked in there many times. Still has the old smell to it.
Yeah.
It which I love. It's kind of like walking into a video store.
Yeah.
You get that cardboard smell, that
Oh
old
yeah.
cardboard. Yeah.
You
It's
see,
just
and
amazing.
I had for the longest time I had a media shed in the back. It was a 12 by 16. I still have Blockbuster shelves. I still got HEB video rental
Oh,
wire
nice.
shelves, and I kept a lot of that stuff because I would find it. I'd be out there in the wild, and man, people selling it, giving it away. I'm like, dude, I'll give it a home. It's like,
Very cool. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, and I grew up going to the Kroger rental place.
yes,
Also had
yes,
one. Yeah, I
we
tell
have,
people, Kroger used to have a video store, and they had a sub shop outside of it, which was crazy.
yeah. And I told people, because even my kids, I mean, when they were little, like I was like, yeah, we should go to HEB for movies, and they're like, HEB, and I'm like, yeah, they had a little, up front, a little
Yeah,
store you can go and rent stuff, man, and times change. Streaming now has gotten big. I mean, VHS stores, we still got like 2 or 3 here, like shops, actual shops that do sell them. A lot of the pop-ups, of course, when you guys have been out there vending, I mean, it's still selling VHS, so it's still pretty popular, man.
I,
Posters are still popular, bro.
well,
True.
yeah. I tell people back in the day, gas stations used to sell
Yeah.
VHS tapes.
No, yeah.
But yeah, we've getting more and more people, asking about our posters. I saw people in Frightmare like, "Hey, we saw you in San Antonio. Did you bring anything new? Did you bring this poster I saw last time?" And I was, especially we've been doing all these Texas cons between Bastrop, San Antonio,
Yeah.
Dallas, Houston. We've never been asked to do one in Denton, and it's weird. Like you've been going to so many now. Like I'm now knowing all these faces
Yeah.
over and over again. And people coming up to me, so it's becoming even more of a small town feel. Even though from Dallas to Houston, it's become a very wild thing we've started doing, and we get more and more people just coming to our booth first because they're like, okay, what do you have new? At this convention. So
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, I mentioned earlier as far as your collection, I mean, obviously you have tons. You're bringing it down. How are you going to go about displaying? Are you going to display like old artifact? I mean, I don't want to say artifact because that's not super old, but old pieces as far as promotional. Are you going to be putting some of that stuff up also?
yeah, I will be actually when you walk to front of our store, we have a 2001 Zenith console TV in the front window of the store that's working, playing VHS tapes.
Nice, bro. Nice.
And we just have old stuff like that. We have old neon sign. We're going to have old video store memorabilia up, and maybe some old posters and just some other art I've collected of movies over the years.
Sweet, man. Heck yeah, bro. And that's good. I mean, the TV themselves, man, because there was a time. I still contract deliver. I deliver furniture for Big Lots. I have a job, as far as what I do part time, but that delivery business, like it used to have me on the road a lot, right? So I used to stop at garage sales, at estate sales, and I'd be picking up stuff left and right, man. And those TVs, like the small TVs with the built-in VCR,
Yep.
like I would see them by the side of the road, and there I go stopping. I put it in the bag, tie it, take it home, spray it, clean it out. It worked. I'm like, dude, okay, I'll keep it. So I have like like 8 or 10 of them, like you know, in the house, in the shed. Like it's just if one goes bad, I'm just gonna go to the next one, man.
Yes, I thought those coming more and more sought after now. I didn't know they made VHS Blu-ray players.
What?
Yes. If you get online, you'll find they actually did make VHS
Damn.
Blu-ray players. Like, I want one. Like, who the hell thought that was a
Yeah, I've never seen that, man. I know the oddest thing I have is it's from an RV, but it's an old uh VHS TV. It's like small. The monitor is so small. You put a VHS in there. The VHS is the big of the screen, and you plug it into your vehicle, right? So it's like the lady was like, yeah, that's we used to do. We used to take the kids in the RV, and we just kept it, and I think I paid like $5 for that thing. So I was like, I'll buy it, you know. So when I plugged it in, on the way home, I bought some VHS somewhere, so I put one on there and it worked. So I'm like, okay, so I'm here driving, listening to this movie, right? But yeah, man, the stuff like that, I gotta keep, man. I mean, as far as like radios, I've got old photography lenses, cameras, you know, lights.
Yep.
I love that stuff, dude, and I can't get rid of it, bro. For the most part, I pick it up and I'll give it to somebody that collects it or somebody that wants it, you know.
Well, it's making a comeback. It's making a big comeback now.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people all the time when they see my TVs, like, oh, where'd you get that from? That still work? How much you want for it? I'm like a lot of the times I've learned you got to really test these TVs out to make sure they work.
Oh yeah.
But no, we're all about keeping the old retro vibe.
Yeah.
We have 3 CRT TVs in there. We're constantly just trying to. Now, I don't want to do much new stuff, if any, because that's what I feel like. You can go anywhere and see something like that. But no, we're just trying to really bring the art community together and also give it a very retro feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually we're going to be carrying some VHS and records and just other movies, like that. And we just, I want to get people back to the. I hate to use the word more simpler time. See, that just sounds. But yeah, I miss the days of on a Friday night walking to a video store and just going throughout and just figure out what you want to watch. And you would really, and by the time you get home, you're pissed off because you have seen some really cool artwork on a VHS and you put the movie in, like, it's awful. But that was part of the fun.
No, yeah. I mean, you never know what you rented. You're like, oh, this looks good. You go home and you're like, what the hell? What is this, man? And you brought up the old keeping the old retro, man. Like I have a local guy making these for me, but I've been making them like VHS movie covers. So I've been putting the images and of course the guests, I have them sign it. But these are all actually like 3D print, with the wall mounts.
Oh, very cool.
But it's but like every time there's somebody coming down, I always make one the movie related, bro. But I mean, for me, I'm just like, people are like, man, are those real? And I'm like, nah, bro. Like it's just props, but nostalgic. I want to keep that vibe. I agree. The whole simpler times, bro, because I mean things have changed drastically. My studio itself, it's my youngest moved out. She got to that age, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I mean, boom. As soon as she left, not right away, but I slowly converted it into my studio. I said, you know what, man? I was renting a spot, so I said I'm just gonna stay home and do this, But everything here is nostalgic, man. Everything I got, DVDs, vinyl. I've got record player. I just come in here like a time machine. I go back in time, bro.
Oh yeah, like I've got so many. I collect a lot of soundtracks on vinyl. I've got so many soundtracks. People are like, what movie is that from? Yeah. Like one of my favorite ones is a movie called Heavenly Bodies. It's a Canadian film.
Yeah,
it's about 2 aerobic studios. And only one can keep standing. So by the end of the movie, they're having an aerobicize off, and it's played 100% straight, and it's like live on TV. And literally, the last team standing wins both aerobic studios, and it's the most crazy movie. It's like the original Dodgeball, but played 100% serious. It is hilarious.
Bro, I've seen that. I've seen that movie. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. And yeah, it's one of those that you're like, oh man, what the hell is this? But you sit through it. It's entertaining, man.
I mean, because we come from a time you couldn't just flip on to the next thing. What's on next?
Oh yeah.
We just had to sit and watch what we had, and we grew to love it for better or worse. You know, a lot of people say it's so bad it's good. Well, there's a reason we say that.
Oh yeah.
We had to watch that, or we just didn't do anything.
And yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I even told my kids when they were younger. I told her, you know what? I said, you know what we used to watch at 12 o'clock midnight? They're like, what? I said, nothing. It was static. Like everything would end. It was like there was nothing on after midnight. And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, yeah, like they didn't. That was it. You know, all the stations were shut down, and it was like nothing but static. And thinking about it even now, I'm like, dude, that's surreal, man. I mean, it's like people, used to stay up or work night or other, but I mean, that was it, man. 12 o'clock, man, static time and nothing more.
Yep. Like, I've now gotten to where I hate looking for movies to watch. I like to just put on the TV and whatever in the background, just keep going. Even if you see something right in the middle of a movie, I'm fine with that. And, as I said, I'm going to have just all those old TV shows and old trailers playing in the store all the time.
Yeah.
Just, I kind of want, just that old feeling coming back again. And
man,
we're going to keep doing, we have many different ideas for art shows. I'm going to make another announcement for another show we're going to have in the fall.
Sweet.
Yep. And just, we're going to, keep trying to get more people coming out this way. And we hope to keep touring around, the San Antonio, Houston, and a wider Texas area to just keep getting the word out.
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, when it comes to the storefront, I mean, obviously, if you guys aren't there, are you guys still going to be hitting up as far as conventions?
Yes. Oh, yes. We're 100% going to keep doing conventions. We're going to keep traveling everywhere. Even this year we went to Nashville, and we're probably going to go to Cincinnati, and we're looking into going to LA as well. Just keep going, getting that word out, because I've learned, especially going through all over Texas, touring for the past 5-6 years with our posters. More people the people we've met are coming to the opening because they have seen us around for so many years. I'm like, okay, now this means I need to keep doing this to keep getting the word.
Dude, and that's crazy because I mean, does it feel different now that you guys have a home front and you're like, okay, now I got somewhere to send people?
It does, because I can't tell you how many times I have been at a table at a convention, like, hey, do you have somewhere we can come see what all you have, all your posters?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they're all at my house, but I can't.
You can't come there.
Yeah, between that and people are like, hey, can I go? What can I see? Well, you have, like, I'll have some stuff online. And there's people, believe it or not, that don't use the internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I keep running into that, and know that sounds crazy, but there's people out there that they've told me, we don't internet. I'm like,
yeah.
So, okay, well, we're going to have a store, and can you use a map? Because I can help you out after that. And so, and also, it gives us more legitimacy to what we're doing. Because now I've talked, especially with licenses and us carrying other stuff, people like, oh, where are you located? And I can actually point to a map. This is our storefront. Here we are. Oh, okay, yeah, we can work with you.
Nice, bro.
Yeah,
and it's funny you say as far as a lot of the older generation not being on the internet, man. Because I mean, there's people that aren't even on Facebook because it's old. It's on here, bro. Like I'm like, these youngsters, man. I mean, everybody's on TikTok now or Instagram, which both are great in their own perspective. But yeah, one of the things, and somebody brought it up because I was talking to this one coworker, he worked at the Academy Sports where I was at, and he was like, yeah, and I was telling them like, oh yeah, when 9/11 happened, and he was like, bro, I wasn't even born yet, and it blew my mind, bro, and I was like, what the world? I'm like, dude, like, how old are you, kid? But yeah, it's just, I mean, we were born before Google. Like, I mean, I didn't, my oldest had a cell phone before I did, bro. That's how I was just like, man, I don't need a cell phone. I mean, I stuck it out for like 2 years, and then I was like, yeah, I need a cell phone. So I had to catch up, and
I mean, speaking of phones, I mean, there's kids that have no idea what a corded phone is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And stuff like that, and it's just like it's crazy, and and it's things that I guess I can hook up a VCR and a TV with my eyes shut, but if it's anything else, I gotta like look at the diagram. Like, how do you do all this? Yeah, as a kid, I used to bootleg movies from the video store instead of keep ringing the same ones. I'd have the two VCRs hooked up to each other, have the TV hooked up, and just record I have my own Ghostbusters tape, and I would, in order to save tape, I put it on that SLP mode.
Yeah.
So I get a whole 6 hours on the tape, and the quality was awful. I got 3 movies on one tape, and like I still kept on my recordings. So I'm sure anyone that grew up with basic cable, we got our free HBO weekends or Cinemax weekends. I have still tapes of like watching House Guest with Goldie Hawn, and it's like part of the Showtime free week.
Yeah, you see, I'm a sucker for pre-recorded movies, man, because of the commercials. I love seeing the commercials pop up. I love seeing the infomercial, whatever advertisement, and I'm like, oh man, like it's a whole time traveling thing, man. It takes you back in time to where you're just like wanting to watch a movie. You don't have to worry about everything else going on in the world. Man, I'm gonna grab this real quick.
I was saying 1-800-collect.
Yeah. Let me grab this real quick, man. I want to show you this. You were talking about kids, man. Let me show you this artifact.
Oh wow, I had one just like it.
This is actually used to be my mom's, man. I mean, the woman's still alive, but she stopped using it, and it's one of those things that she was like, oh, just get rid of it. And I said, man, I'm gonna keep it, man. Like it was just, for me, it's just like every time I used to go to my mom's house and I used to call somebody, this was it, bro. So I just kept it with me. But yeah, the kids don't know, man. I mean, the whole landline, the whole, it's like they don't know that we had to. We couldn't accept calls. We didn't have call waiting. We didn't have, if somebody was on the phone, they wouldn't ring. And it's just like, dude, I mean, how did we make it, man? How did we survive, bro?
It still boggles me because I missed this age. I was never part of this age, but was it the like community line or the family line? I'm not sure what it was, but the party line. So it was the party line where you would pick up the phone and other people would be talking because everyone, I guess, shares the same number or whatever. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine living through that. That would just be annoying as hell.
Man, I tried that as a kid, and it was one of those, like, you couldn't, people were talking over people, man, and it was just like a mess, bro. Like, who's this and where you at? And kids all over the freaking world. Like, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to talk to somebody. But it was like, it was a crazy time, fun times. But yeah, man. But of course, let's plug in this outlet, dude. I mean, of course, you guys have that date. This is going to be when and where, brother? Tell us.
It's going to be in Taylor, Texas, about 40 minutes north of Austin. It is on May 31st, and it opens at Friday at 7 p.m. Right. Now, the night before, for anyone who wants to join us, we're going to be having a free viewing of a mystery movie that no one knows what the movie is going to be. About a block and a half from us, we'll have a sign on our door. It's going to be at a Curio Ruvosa bookstore around 9:30. We're going to have free beer, water, pizza, and anybody who wants to come join the free screening. After the screening, there'll be a poster you can purchase if you like it.
Right.
But no, we hope to do a whole community thing. With posters, movies, snacks, but yeah, the actual gallery will open at 7 o'clock, and it's everything is just one piece. Original artwork prices will vary. Most of them are between $200 to $500, and right now our rule is it's gonna be one per person, but you can get back in line and buy something else.
Oh, okay.
If not again.
So you don't go in there and buy everything, huh?
Exactly. But we'll also have our new merch, our new hats, our new shirts, and our new pins available as well.
Bro, and of course, man, I mean, when it comes to the movie, man, is it going to be Jim Cotta? Because if it is, I'm going, bro. I'm going to be out there, bro.
It won't be Jim Cotta, but it will be an 80s, and it'll be an 80s movie. It'll be an 80s comedy.
Sweet, bro. I mean, that's awesome, man. I mean, I'm glad you guys are doing that. And of course, being a small town, I will say this because, I mean, I grew up here in San Antonio. I've delivered mail in Divine, Texas. This is years back, right? I was a mailman out there. And it was 2 routes in the town, right? It's a small town. Everybody knew everybody. It's to where, like, if somebody's cat had kittens one day, and the next day I'm reading the paper, and it's like so and so's cats had kittens. You know, that was like the headline, bro. And,
Yep.
and I'm thinking, are you guys getting that support, being that it's a small
We
town?
are. Well,
Sweet.
actually, Taylor, the city of Taylor, has been posting about us.
Nice,
So
bro.
that's up to a lot. We've had many people contact me since they posted about us, and I've also been going to a lot of the shops and putting down flyers. We've made, because me and my wife shopped out there for so long that a lot of people know who we are, and so they are all about helping support us.
Nice, I love that.
It's a really, as far as business goes, it's a great community for business. Everyone wants to help each other out.
Yeah. No, and that's the way it's got to be, man. I mean, all these conventions that are popping up, dude, I'm always promoting everybody because, it's for us. I want them to keep going so we can keep showing up, But as a fan, I mean, I love you. I love y'all's work, bro. You guys are doing great. Like I said, I ran into you guys in Bastrop. You guys came here to San Antonio. I got to see you guys again. And I hope, man. I mean, I'm definitely curious to make that trip out there, man. It probably won't be for this one, but I would love to go out there and just to go and hang out and see what you guys have, bro. Definitely check out the small town.
Well, we're going to make our second show announcement probably next week.
Okay.
So stay tuned. It's going to be a very, it's very much in the vein of what we're doing, but even more niche than what we're doing.
Nice.
And what we're talking, I think it'll be right up your alley.
Nice. Heck yeah, dude. I love it. Yeah, let's do it, bro. I'm game,
Awesome.
But yeah, man. I mean, if I'll see you guys out there soon, man. I mean, but before that, of course, if you guys are at a convention, anything coming up that you guys are going to be attending?
We'll be in August. We'll be at the Houston. I'm trying to remember how I always get this
film festival.
There you go.
Dude, I plan to be there, bro. So hopefully I'll see you guys out there as well.
Yep.
But man, thank you, brother. Thank you for jumping on this, man. Anything you want to say? I mean, obviously you already plugged in the event, but anything else you want to drop before we wrap this up?
Well, if anybody that's interested in our posters, you can also go on our website, Outpost 512, and you'll see all the licensed posters we have put out along with our merch. And feel free to follow us on Instagram or Facebook for any new items or reveals that we'll be doing in the future.
Nice, brother. Of course, man. Don't hang up yet. Everybody out there, of course, once again, Stephen Piper, just 512, Spider here, comes to podcast. Till next time, follow up.